Well, congratulations to Rhode Island. Obviously, a really hard-fought, really good college basketball game. I thought we played really, really well and inspired in the first half, and was hoping we could have a few more points in the first half. But we're tough and tried to hang on. I was pleased we got the stop to force the game to overtime, and obviously it's Sebastian Thomas. This is what he does this a lot. I don't think he played his best game, but at the end, he's very hard to defend and puts you in a lot of difficult situations. So we're looking forward to our next game on Wednesday at St. Bonaventure.
Hey, Chris, Deshaun suggested that he couldn't get in the game with about 20 seconds left or so because the officials wouldn't let him in the game. Can you go through that a little bit?
Yeah, it happened twice. I think once in regulation, once in overtime, where we tried to substitute him in, but they said that if the official stops the clock for to check the time, that you can't sub in. So that's the first I've ever heard of it in all these years. But it happened twice, and we weren't able to substitute him in. I don't know if this is something I wanted to go and try to find out now. And not that I feel like we're being misled, but I had never heard of that before.
Does the way this game transpired boost your confidence that this team will be able to compete well without your leading scorer and leader?
Yeah, sure. I think that, they're definitely, like as I said, I thought the first half, it really showed how much we were trying and how much effort we needed to give. Our defense was really excellent. We probably just needed a few more points there. What was the score at halftime? Up 7. It felt like maybe we had played better than that, but we still continue to fight. So yeah, I'm confident that this group can play well and rally and continue to do good things. So it just takes a lot of hard work, and obviously missing Delani is devastating for us, but just takes a lot of hard work and to get ourselves to be better.
You started with a bigger team. Is the idea to maybe be more physical and be better around the hoop, especially defensively? Yeah,
a little bit, John. I just, our guard play just probably has to improve. To play at this level, we've always been, for a long time, we've been very fortunate to have great guards, and our guards have to improve. And we always have appreciated that ball handling and the security of the ball and quickness that brings. But this team might have to play a little bit differently and a little bit bigger.
Hey, looking back, would you handle the substitutions differently at the end, given that rule? I don't know, save a timeout or something like that to get Deshaun in when you needed him?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we called a timeout. We did call a timeout. In regulation, we called timeout. We were told that he couldn't sub in unless we called timeout, so we called timeout. In overtime, early in overtime, we dove on the floor and AP called timeout with over 3 minutes to go, so we didn't have another one in overtime. As much as he's the guy scoring, we also thought defensively that we really needed to have our best defensive group in there if we possibly could. So, yeah, and again, I really have never heard of the rule at any time coaching that you can't sub in when I've never heard that, and I just would love to get some clarity on that. Again, not that I feel like we're being misled, but it's unusual that I wouldn't have heard of that for all this time.
Go over the final 2 possessions. It was that the look you wanted from Walls, and then with to push the ball up the court with 6 seconds left off the inbounds. Was that what we were going for?
Yeah, well, Mike had made a couple shots. He's probably our best 3-point shooter at this point. I thought that we could have continued to run a little bit of offense, but he felt comfortable. He had made one similar a few minutes earlier, on the other side of the key. And then at the end, I just thought they were going to foul. That they were up 3, and so we have a play. We have a play where we're trying to throw that ball to half court so that, and then tap it past somebody so that if they do foul, then they're a little bit more into active shooting. So to advance the ball faster, to put them in a position where maybe they wouldn't foul in that situation. So of course we didn't complete the pass, and it didn't matter.
You've dealt with a lot of adversity, obviously, this week with Hunt, being out. To then face this kind of emotional loss in overtime. What was the message to the team after that?
Just that we have to be better. That we have to, there are certain things that can impact the game in a great way, and that everybody has to be able to do those things. And it's frustrating for all of us if losing the game, and the effort, as I said, was really tremendous. But that we have to be able to do those things at certain times. Whether that's making a basket or making the right switch or grabbing a key rebound. I think all those things would have helped us and will always help a team. So we have to be confident enough that we can move forward and improve in those areas.
Dushad, how did the Spiders approach this without Delani, and what sort of maybe modifications did you guys hope to accomplish?
I mean, it's really hard without Delani and knowing that how much attention he draw, the security that he gives on the offense and defense. I think being a guy who gets fouled a lot and someone who scores a lot for us, the main scorer, it's going to be hard for any team to kind of make adjustments this quick. Certainly, we have guys that haven't played some positions. We played with two bigs. One of them being as a forward. We play AP at the guard spot, and it's all new to them, and it will take some time to adjust to that. But even without Delani, I think we brought a great effort, and it's very frustrating that we couldn't convert in the end. The defense that we had in the first 15 minutes, holding them to 4 points is something that any team would want to be in position to continue that we weren't able, and just finding the way to start the second half better. I think just go ask questions.
Speaking of the end, were you supposed to be in with the last 20 seconds or so, and when Mike took that three and you guys needed a bucket, you were down on one? There's
some rules that that refs were telling us, but I wasn't aware of. He was like, "This is my time. This is ref's time." So I couldn't get in at the moment. And coach talked through it with him, and I think that after someone got fouled, I think, and then I went in. But the idea was to come in, yeah.